Welcome back. Trying to find the optimal space for my wood stove in the van. But first, I'm putting on a heat shield, 2 of them, and placing the thermometer. This is just a test to see where the body of the stove, to see where the heat moves and how hot it gets in different places. That's the plan. So I'm screwing on the heat shield on top of the flathead screwdrivers. Like, not the greatest invention, I will say. Okay, so this is the elbow heat shield. So here's the rough look for tonight, or for now I should say, to do the test burn. So what I'm looking for is how hot does it get on the side, on the back, and on the other side. I know the heat comes out of the top and out the front. It also comes out both sides, but the back doesn't have very much. So my test is to see where it is, because then I can put the silicone backing or the fire blanket in any of the other places where it gets a little hot, and then it'll give me a gauge as to where its placement is going to be when I drill the hole in the ceiling, because that's where I'm going to put the deck plates and have the exit pipe. So that's what this is about, is keeping an eye on this, keeping it good. This is only my second burn, and hopefully I'll get more of a bead on what to expect. With my previous Pomali wood stove, which was twice this size, a little bit taller, a little bit deeper, and about the same width, that was pretty amazing. And I sat extremely close to that one. It sat without any protection to the back of the seat and nothing to the door, and the heat just flowed, but it was too much heat. So that's why I downsized to the smaller guy to see how this will work. The fan's going. It's moving nice. Temperature's climbing. The idea of having the temperature gauge on the pipe is normally for closer to the ceiling, because the ceiling is where I can monitor how hot it gets, because it's cedar against plywood and the other side is fiberglass. So if I can keep the heat around 200 degrees, 250, I'll know that that's going to be safe. The flash point of the cedar and the plywood is pushing 400 degrees, so I'm well below it. That's why I want to keep an eye on the temperature so that it doesn't get too excessive, but around 250, 275 up there should be fine. I had it on my other ceiling, which was thicker than that ceiling. It was pine. I had it up as far as 375, no issues, no problem. It was good. I'm really thinking that this is going to work good, but the fire's only on for like an hour, hour and a half each night in the coldest part of winter, and then we just let the coals go out, turn off the oxygen, and just let the heat dissipate after that. We're approaching 150, getting close, probably 135, somewhere there. And we've got a really nice heat coming off the front. The sides got a little bit, mostly because there's fire inside against the end. This end here, I'm hardly feeling anything, even though the vent is open. You can see reflection of the flame on my hand. There's no heat, almost barely anything. And the back, I can't feel anything. It's a little warm above it, nice heat above it, and of course in front. The heat shield is working amazing. I can feel a little bit, but that's because it's coming off the top. Flames are going down. Just got coals left. Temperature is still at approximately 125. I only had around 4 little pieces, skinny pieces of wood, a little bit of kindling, that's it. When I say kindling, I mean like really thin little pieces that have fallen off a tree, and I just kind of threw them in there with a little paper to get it started. So it's burned 20-25 minutes right now. beautiful, good heat. And just that little bit is all it takes to take the edge off for the night, to heat up the inside of the van. So if I was to do this, once the ceiling is put into position, set it all up for a night, it would burn, you know, an hour-ish, and then that's it. Gets rid of a lot of the condensation, or not condensation, humidity and dankness in the air. It'll dry it all out, boom, be asleep. By morning it'll all be gone, and take it back out, put it away. Now that I have the dimensions of where the heat is coming out and where it gets hot and doesn't get hot, I now have a good guesstimate as to where to put the ceiling hole. Do another burn. I think we'll be good. Well, it is officially crazy time. And I'm now gonna figure out where to put the hole. With the stovepipe straight up and down, the hole lies right approximately where that green tape is. The catch is I gotta get it from above. So I'm gonna drill a hole straight through, create a hole in the surface, then center that hole with the hole saw and cut down from above. This is the deck plate that goes through it. This is 3 inches. The pipe comes through this, up from below and down from above. Depending on how you look at it, I suppose. But because this ridge here, the inside of the van has a sloped angle in the ceiling. So it's kind of important that I miss the slope and get it where I want it, which is right there. You can see the slope where the ceiling comes up and then boom, drops down. So we want to be on this side of that line, but close. So the deck plate has to be just off center by a little bit. The pipe does have a little play and it will lean out a little bit away from the stove. So if I'm off by 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, I'm still good. But let's try not to do that. All right, stage 1 of the hole is complete. Fiberglass, plywood, inside coating, or this is exterior, how thick it is, and then the plywood, and then inside coating. All right, so you can see now I got to cut with the jigsaw, make it a little wider. Here's the finished look. I got the deck plate in position. I'm actually going to turn these screws so you can see the threads of the lower deck plate and the upper deck plate where they come together. It's perfect fit. And then this would go in top like this when the chimney is not being used, and it would just go in like that. Putting a stove in your van, you want to look at a lot of things: how close you're going to get to it, what's near it that's flammable, what's the flash point to the wood around it and the materials around it. Test them, check them, measure them. Understand how hot your stove gets, when to cut the heat. So you want to do a bunch of burns to get a feel for that. My last wood stove, I did a bunch, and I ran it every day for the entire winter, which was from middle of November till close to the end of March. Every day, not one problem, ran great. This stove is a little smaller, which I'm hoping is going to be better space-wise and heat-wise. The other one cooked the inside of the van. It got too hot. It was crazy. I had to open the doors and stuff. But when it was pouring rain, that wasn't so much fun, because then water's starting to blow in from the wind. So this time here, I'm hoping to avoid all that and make it a little more comfortable in my journey. Andrea should be back in a week, and we'll be heading south. She's off visiting some friends and family, and we'll be heading south then. So I've got to get this all wrapped. We're going to get 3 days of rain starting tomorrow, so I want to get this taken care of. And that's the plan for now. Now to do the inside, but first I'm going to cut the silicone for the ceiling, the barrier for the ceiling, the heat resistant thingy thing. Let's get started. And here is the finished look with the deck plate fully sealed. It's stainless steel, and it has an O-ring inside of the lid. So when it's in, the top one will have it, and same with the bottom one. There we go. Nice fire starting out. There we go. I added a couple of blocks down here underneath the toolkit, lift it up a little bit so that I could feed it a little bit easier without having to be almost on my knees. And it's working out good so far. It's a nice height.